Mission fulfilled. Our life's mission has been fulfilled. We took the responsibility of running the administration of the country on our old shoulders as we desire to hand over the country to the younger generation as a running concern. We expect youth of the country to come forward and take the responsibility. It, however, pains me to find out that younger generation, as represented by socialists, are not doing the needful. If the youth continues to behave in the irresponsible manner, I for one will not hesitate to lay down reins of my office. The rulers of the small states of Kathiawad had met me, and they are again meeting me on Monday. The representative of these rulers will have a discussion with me. It's a great relief that Gandhiji has broken his fast. I shall, however, not stop at that. I want you to go deep into the causes which led to the fast and eradicate them once for all, so that this kind of opportunity does not arise again. It pains me to find out that free India is not treading on the right path. What happened in the country during the last 5 months hurts me, hurts the noble soul of Mahatma. I appeal to you to create a peaceful and harmonious atmosphere, because it is prerequisite for all progress. I strongly repudiate the charge that the Congress ministries are following the same high-headed and antiquated methods used by the old British bureaucracy, and that the congressmen have become capitalists. No, not true. The division of the country has created several new problems which we had never imagined. Everything we have to manufacture in our own country. The transfer of population following the partition has created great complications and added to our difficulties. We have to provide food, clothing and shelter to lakhs of refugees and rehabilitate them. We have always taken the socialists into our confidence. We have consulted them on partition, but they could not put forward their viewpoint. When we consulted them on the issue of decontrol, they emphatically demanded that the immediate withdrawal of all controls. But as soon as the rationing of food grains was done away with, they passed a resolution expressing the view that the government has bungled. The socialist leaders had participated in the discussion regarding the 3-year industrial truce in Delhi between the representatives of the government, the capitalists and the labor. But the same was opposed at a socialist resolution in Bombay. The attitude is simply inexplicable. I tell the socialists that the right leadership, that which compels the worker to follow a course of action which is in their own interest, no matter whether they like it or not. In this connection, I may refer to the proposed rally of all Bombay workers on January 25 next, as sponsored by Mr. Ashoka Mehta. No useful purpose will be served by such misguided enthusiasm. Tons of food grains lay rotting in Bombay harbour on account of strikes by the port trust workers. The labour leaders who were responsible for this strike ought to have remembered that the port trust was under direct control of the central government and that no capitalist interest was involved. It is a mistake to abuse the capitalists for the strike and connect it with the private enterprise. I advise the citizens of Bombay to refuse any support to such uncalled for strikes which corrode the body politic.